A little talk with each other.
Yes, guys, welcome back to EGL. Now, I am here with Scott Brass, also known as Mac. Mac, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Pretty tired. There's been a lot of waiting about, but once we've actually started playing, it's been good.
Yeah, I know it's been a long day. You've travelled quite far.
Yeah.
As usual, there's loads of teams here, so you can't really get to play as often as you like. But coming off the game against Epsilon, I know Epsilon are playing really well this tournament. You know, one of the strongest favourites, if not the strongest favourite.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, people coming into the event saying that Infused would challenge for the top spot, and we saw them lose 3-2 to Enigma earlier, and Epsilon pretty much being that strong force there.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what we expect, to be honest. Epsilon have pretty much dominated this game start to finish, and obviously this is going to be the last event on the game apart from ESWC, so they're going to want to get out with a bang. I mean, I know people like Swanee has never won this event, so he's going to want to bring his first EGL win.
So tell us more about your presence here today. I mean, you've had a bit. There's been a bit of social media stuff with your previous organisation. You know, funding was there. Unfortunately, there's been a few mishaps. Could you just to clarify to people what exactly happened?
Yeah, no problem. What basically happened was when we were with Tricked, apparently the kind of senior management weren't given enough notice from my manager at the time. Obviously, we felt like everyone should have known about EGL and pretty much the biggest event that we play at, so they should have been making resources available. We were told a week before the event there wasn't anything for us, so we had to obviously find other funding, and thankfully people like TEC with Chris Craddock and Catz, or new organisation we're a part of, have stepped up to the mark and got us here.
Yeah, so it seems like maybe a lack of communication between the two parties. I mean, Catz have come in strong here. I mean, a fairly relatively new organisation.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were actually COD champs, so they had representation there, but they were the South African party, and obviously now they're branching out to Europe, so they're looking to kind of bring some of their South African sponsors over here. So yeah, hopefully we'll be the kind of first team that they go to.
So tell us more about your current team then. You and Toby, the duo, the dynamic duo from previous Call of Duties. I mean, EGL championships there and back, and now you picked up Necrome and Fizz, I believe.
Exactly.
So you've been a team for how long?
Well, with Necrome we've been a team for about 2 weeks, I'd say.
Yep.
Basically, AJ left the team to team back with his old team, which is understandable. You know, we were struggling a bit online, and anybody who's team with me and Toby knows we struggle online. We don't have the best connections, and we can't really compete at the top. So AJ left, and obviously we knew Necrome, we'd both teamed him before. He's a great player, he's the exact one we were looking for, and as soon as we found out he could join, we got him in. Yeah,
I mean, Necrome is a massive veteran of the game. I mean, he'll be mostly known for his Call of Duty 4 clutch against SK Gaming, and
that's the kind of famous one.
He's a great player. I mean, he's been off the block, I'd say, previous Call of Duties, but he's come back a strong this event. And last event, I believe he placed top 4, maybe. Was it?
I think he got third. So I mean, obviously he was out for, I think it was about 2.5 games, and then he came back with Luke, Elixity, and Robs, and they obviously stormed the last event, took everyone by surprise, beat a lot of good teams, and that's kind of got the 4 of their names out there. So yeah.
So how are you hoping to place this event? I mean, I remember speaking to Toby previously saying you have got a fair bit of practice. You're playing extremely well online, but obviously LAN's a different situation.
Yeah.
You know, you and Toby are COD champions. You've done it. You've been there, done it on LAN.
Yeah.
Fizz and Necrome, are not as experienced on LAN as you would
hope.
Maybe
Fizz
not. No. Would say yes, but how do you think you'll fare against some of these teams?
Well, honestly, because we've only had 2 weeks together, we have put in quite a lot of practice beforehand, but we were speaking last night about what we were all hoping to get, and I said I think if it was kind of top 5, it would be something that I wouldn't be overly happy at, but I would accept. Anything lower than that, I wouldn't be thrilled at, and anything above that would be a bonus. Whether or not we're good enough to win it, I don't necessarily think so. I think Epsilon have got a lot more experience and a lot more slaying power behind them. So
yeah, I mean, coming from yourself and Toby, I mean, you've got numerous championships on your belt, so it's almost like a different side of things. You know, before you were hoping for top 1, and now you're just hoping to place really well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been constantly almost predicted to do unwell, and you've always shown in the previous times that you've done the opposite.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You placed first.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has just been a game that a lot of people who have been good at other games, like Black, and Toby, and myself, have just struggled to adapt to this game. Yeah.
So all right. So in terms of, I mean, EGL is coming to its 11th event now. It's been here a numerous time, and there are some really new teams around here. You know, you're coming back to the days of XL, X League Gaming. You know, I was briefly around there.
Same with me as well.
I mean, some absolute veterans that are still around in today's game, and there are some new guys on the blocks. I mean, veterans in the past. You know, how would you reckon it would fare from, if it was back in the time with the new people now?
It's difficult to say, because back kind of XL4, XL5, when I first kind of went to my first LAN events, it was people like Rumsey and Positive and South and Euphoria who were running the scene, and we were all just trying to play catch up with them, and then it felt like my kind of generation came through and we dominated for a while, and now there's a generation like Mad Cat and Jurd that they've came through and they're dominating for a while, so it's difficult to say. If you'd have put them back, who would win? I don't know. The talent now seems a lot higher, to be honest, than it was.
How do you reckon Rumsey would fare, and the likes of Dope would fare nowadays?
This game's not built for people like Dope and Rumsey, in my opinion. This game's built for people like Jurd, who can just run about and kill everyone. It's not built for someone who's really